We will give it a few seconds for a few more people to join the live stream. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear Millionaire Bachelor. I can hear myself. That's all I need. Today, we will be discussing something that is of great importance to the inquiring minds. The individuals that have said to themselves, is this individual known as the saint in the center a real person or not? Because we've checked and we understand what's really going on. Now let's dissect this, because we can't speak about this in terms of any in particular person, because we have watchful eyes watching us all. I want to give you guys a story of a man that went to UC Berkeley and graduated with a political science degree, in which they were radicalized by the far left Democratic Party. And in that radicalization, they gave this one man the directive to go to Baltimore and teach the children and infect their minds as well. As you can see from the thumbnail, this individual is actually a registered Democrat and has always been. He's been posing to all of you guys as this enlightened individual, but he's never been enlightened because he's in true darkness. And in his eye, Millionaire Bachelor, the one with the mask on, the one that is in darkness right now from the optics that is attempting to bring you all to the light. I want you guys to all understand something, that optics are the most important thing when you want to take over someone's mind. This individual came to the internet and proclaimed to be a semi-perverted individual that was humping on beds, told everybody that he wanted to wear G-strings, looking like a bald Montel Jordan. And the people latched on because they thought this character was funny. But they didn't understand the manipulation that this character was doing to the people. And the reason why Millionaire Bachelor stepped in is because Millionaire Bachelor was scammed. So when we started to do a little bit more recognizant on this individual, we understood that this person is actually hired by the Democratic Party to start some sort of online revolution. Do you guys find it funny that all of a sudden Marquette went from no followers to 200,000 followers overnight? No. That's because if you look at his YouTube, you'll understand that the operation was already in place when he started to blow up in numbers. And I was following him the whole way through. See, the one thing is, some people you don't want to make enemies of because you don't know who anybody is, especially a guy that walks around with a face mask on. I wouldn't want that person as an enemy. Millionaire Bachelor has a home in Georgetown. So I'm tapped in to the, let's just say, nefarious side of Washington, D.C. And I understand who pulls the levers and who pushes the levers. Marquette, how did you go from a Democrat to now preaching about wanting to start a revolution? Doesn't that sound like something a radical socialist individual from California, UC Berkeley, that graduated with a political science degree would do? It's textbook manipulation. And all of them are in it together. Myron Gaines, who is actually an admitted federal agent, he's in on the take. Andrew Wilson, he's in on the take. All of these guys that have these operations that are consolidated around groups online, it takes a long time to build that. The networks, And when you start to trace the networks that Millionaire Bachelor has been tracing, it leads back to something nefarious. You have to ask yourself this question. Why was Marquette in China for so long? Why was Marquette in China for so long? He didn't come out with any inventions. The one invention that he said that he came out with, which was Fletch, was actually patented by another person. So was this a covert operation while you were in China? I think so. If you're an individual that just wants to come online and tell your story, why do all of your stories end in you trying to start a revolution online? A provocateur, they say. And they ask Millionaire Bachelor, why do you wear a mask? Because the greatest enemies, you will never see them. When you show me the individual that has taken over America from outside, when you show me his face, then I'll remove my mask. Some might think it's George Soros, but it's not. So if they don't fucking show their face, why should Millionaire Bachelor show his face? Especially when you're amongst so many pawns like Marquette. So we know that you went to China. We know you got nothing out of it. Did you sell your soul there? Or was it in Baltimore? We know what you are. You claim to hate the Democratic side, but in reality, you are one. We pulled it up. It's a thumbnail. We know who you are and we know what you are. And America is in times of war. And when that happens, we have to destroy. And I believe that the saint and the sinner should be destroyed for his ideology that we know is centered around extreme Marxism. Extreme Marxism. And they say, Millionaire Bachelor, why do you tell us the truth? Because I'm dead anyway. If I don't tell the truth and I don't live in the world in which I believe is a true world, then I'm not alive. So I will risk it all. But I'll make them work for it. You have to work for it to get Millionaire Bachelor, people. You have to work for it. I'm in and out of countries. I fly private. You got to work for it. I worked for it. I figured out who the saint and the sinner is. I figured out that he went through the Marxist organization known as Teach for America to teach young children in Baltimore. I understand that. You think this guy just had a proclivity to help people? No, his first business that he ever started was Five Fingers. That's the name of it, which is a common colloquialism that means you're going to steal from somebody. You are the very thing that you preach against, and Millionaire Bachelor is going to bring you down. Because I know who you are. I know who you work for. And fuck them too. Fuck the operatives that you work for that's trying to have you poison the people's minds. It's not going to happen. They say, Millionaire Bachelor, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, I think the thumbnail kind of speaks for itself. This is the guy that's been preaching for the last 3 to 4 years that he hates the Democratic Party. When was he going to enlighten everybody that he was one? Oh, he goes to UC Berkeley. UC Berkeley. That is a hub for brainwashing for the radical left. And where do they send you? They send you to none other than the headquarters on the East Coast for the Democrats, to Baltimore, in which you try to build yourself. That's why you're never in one place at any given time. That's why you have to couch surf. That's why you drive a Honda Civic. Because people sent me the videos where you call the cops because somebody was bothering your car, and they said, oh yeah, we have a Honda Civic here. We understand who you are, boy. The Honda Civic is the car for the Moist Mafia. You are the ambassador for the Moist Mafia. You think this guy just came from nowhere? How many times do I have to keep telling you that all of these guys are by the same cabal? Andrew Wilson literally has doxing farms. You know what a doxing farm is? That is a sophisticated operation that is used to geo-target individuals based on their location. How could any normal citizen have access to that? The guy, Andrew Wilson, went so low as to put black guys with tiny penises inside of my live streams. He tried to get me kicked off of YouTube. Who do you know? What normal, sane individual do you know that has individuals that will expose their scrotum? A vile individual and a person that's actually connected. We looked into your connections. Myron Gaines. It's the biggest play in the book. Let me present myself as if I hate that which I am. Let me present myself as if I hate that which I am. We've already proven that you said you hate the Democratic Party, but you are one of them. And you're old. You're about 40, almost 50 years old. You're an old man. So in 2018 or whenever you were a Democrat, you were fairly older. You were in your 30s. By that time, you should have developed your mentality and understood your ways. And we know it. Let's look at the story of a man that comes from the radical left. UC Berkeley. UC Berkeley with a political science degree. You think you're going to get fair education in UC Berkeley studying political science? Fuck no. They're going to tell you about Marxism. And that's what you did. Teach for America. We tracked you. We even know the people that you worked with in Teach of America. We even know the kids that you taught. Man. Didn't I tell you, Marquette, that it gets a little bit hairy at the top? I told you that. And you didn't want to listen, so Millionaire Bachelor has to come through and tell the people the truth. I have to free the minds of the fucking people. Why? Well, you brought me into the fold. And now Millionaire Bachelor has to take you down. Absolutely. Let's read some of these chats. The Smooth Operator, this isn't exposed. Well, I think he exposed himself. Sandar says scary, absolutely. These nuts. Shout out to you. I haven't seen you in a long time. MB, big salute, dog. It's been a minute. I like the setup. I appreciate it. The One, shout out MB. I appreciate you. The Smooth Operator, Honda Civic. Absolutely. He is the spokesperson of the Honda Civic. The Honda Civic. Which is also a Moist Mafia convertible. Absolutely. Big Al says he would be in cahoots with CNN. Absolutely. Do you think that he came online to do anything other than to manipulate? That's what these major media companies want to do. They want to manipulate. And guess what? The hive always hangs together. The hive always hangs together. Because it's a network of them. He's connected to another scammer that's connected to another scammer that's connected to 10 trillion more scammers. They're all in it together. Who calls himself a saint and doesn't even believe in the historical validity of the Bible? This guy is trying to create a church based on ideologies that really don't exist in real life. He wants to buy plots of land, which I'm pretty sure he didn't buy, and sell it back to you for $30,000 for a plot of land to build what you want to build. He charges students $25,000 to build a fucking gym that he can dance on. And Millionaire Bachelor is the one that they say doesn't know what I'm talking about. It's like this guy publishes it and he just makes this content for me. He just makes this content for me. You can say whatever you want to about Millionaire Bachelor, but everything that I've said is truthful. The thumbnail is actually who he is. I bet most of you guys didn't know he was in Baltimore teaching children under a Marxist ideology. Bet you guys didn't know that. Infecting the children, infecting the minds. And he has an issue with other people, but what's the issue? What about you? What about the fact that you're tied to a radical homosexual organization? What about that? What about the fact that your tacky friend, what's his name? Jabrizi faggotry. What about him? He always wears capes. He looks like a hobbit. And you're all connected. Millionaire Bachelor knows it. You can ask a Millionaire Bachelor any question. There are certain things that Millionaire Bachelor I'm holding back. Obviously, I can't tell you certain things on, live air, because then they will understand how I got the information. And Millionaire Bachelor is a little bit 10 steps ahead of that. But I can tell you without a doubt, emphatically, that the person known as the Satanist Center is a fictitious character. He's not real. He's made up. And his origin stems from UC Berkeley being radicalized in political science and then used as an operative in Baltimore. And then the story continues there. What have you done? Nothing. But you've been in China for so long doing nothing, lying about inventions that you didn't invent. I believe the purpose of you being in China had nothing to do with inventions. I think it had more to do with national security. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, the Satanist Center. I bet you're surprised. And I'm talking directly to you, Satanist Center. I bet you're surprised that I found all this out. I bet you're surprised. I even know what your fat mother looks like. And most people might say, Millionaire Bachelor, that's a low blow. Well, he didn't care about my low blow. He didn't care about anything that pertained to me. He said, fuck me and fuck everything that's around me. You asked for chaos, and now I'm giving you chaos, and people want me to have limits to my chaos. There is no fucking limits to my chaos. Because in order to bring peace, there needs to be chaos. Nine Ox says he tried to work with Dr. Umar. Absolutely. They're a part of the same cabal. They're a part of the same cabal. The Democratic agenda that's been trying to weaken America for the longest. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. Because you have individuals like Millionaire Bachelor that doesn't need to be on the internet and that comes to the internet and just does it for the fuck of it. Because the truth needs to get out. I don't want to live in the world with these people. I don't want to live in the world with these people that are poisoning the minds. I want to bring reality to the mind. Democratic operative, Marquette, Devon, Burton. Your time's almost up. Because Millionaire Bachelor is not going to stop the onslaught that you see. See, the thing that makes somebody successful is their ability to do things that most people won't do. And you've met your match. I'm actually far more superior than you are. So I want you to go on your little show tonight, and I want you to tell everybody why you're a Democrat. I want you to go and tell everybody why you went to Baltimore to spread nonsense to the children through the radical homosexual agenda that you learned at UC Berkeley through your political science major. And I want you to tell them all why your mother continues to wear blue jeans. Oh yeah, it's on, baby. The war is here and it's fucking on. Anybody on the internet that's spreading this fucking bullshit and that has an issue with Millionaire Bachelor, we're bringing the house down. We're bringing the fucking house down because this is how it's supposed to be. The righteous, they're supposed to stand up amongst the tyrants. And these individuals are tyrants. These individuals poison the mind and say, oh, you know what? I'm freeing the mind. How could you free the mind when you work for radical leftists? The smooth operator says, what's with the blue jeans? I don't know. I don't know why she wears ashy blue jeans with her stomach hanging over the front of her jeans. I don't know. You have to ask the saint in the center, who has poor taste in everything. Millionaire Bachelor wants an epic battle. I want a battle. I'm calling you out, saint in the center. I'm calling you out. I want an epic battle. I want to see you destroyed. Because it's the right thing to do. There is no mercy in this world. There is no pleasure with no pain. We must inflict pain. And all those that follow Millionaire Bachelor understand that I am telling the truth. You tried to silence me. You and Andrew Wilson and Myron Gaines tried to silence me and lie on everything that I did, but it's not going to work because the people see the truth. Andrew Wilson, you tried to lie and say that I lived in an apartment building. You can't do that. I posted the video in my members section of what the $2 million property looks like. I'm renovating it right now. So the people know the truth. Myron Gaines, you lied and said that I didn't put the billboards of you hugging and kissing on another man up in Miami. I put the videos up. They know the truth. They know the truth. JD Woodley says, bro, I watched his stream with Destiny. He won't battle. He snakes away from the truth. But guess what? Millionaire Bachelor, I don't let you do that. I corner you. I find you. There is no running away from the truth with me, because I will bankrupt you and make sure that I see you in your lowest moment and step over you. Sometimes I'll step on you. It wasn't supposed to be this way, but it is supposed to be this way. In life, gentlemen, you do not let individuals, these scoundrels, slither away. You be patient. You be stoic. And you look at things that they don't look at. This is why Millionaire Bachelor is victorious. And back to the lies that they told on Millionaire Bachelor. Andrew Wilson, you also lied and said that I didn't put the billboards up, spend $30,000 to surround your hometown with billboards that said Millionaire Bachelor is Andrew Wilson's father. You were so embarrassed that you lied about it. You're next.